Can we draw your attention to the Manuka Cottage? Manuka Cottage turned up to the meeting at which the board recommended the design and build of the new Manuka Cottage on Cornelius O'Connor Reserve. Manuka Cottage turned up with about 15 of its supporters, members and activists, and it was actually a joyful meeting at which we came to the decision on the future of Manuka Cottage after 6 years, or nearly 6 years. And it was wonderful that they now have a view of their future permanent home in sight. And the other thing I wanted to talk about just briefly was traffic engineering is still giving us some concern on our board, and we look forward to the employment of the replacement traffic engineers that might help us to get some long outstanding work going. We have been feeling a bit fraught about some traffic engineering issues in our ward for almost a year now, and it would be good if we made some progress. Yeah, right. I agree with Councillor Scandrett. It's nothing to do with the quality of the staff. They've been great, but we have been short of people willing to address some major issues brought up by the residents in our ward. Mel.
Yep. Oh, yep.
Mel?
There's a few things I was going to mention as well. One lady you're considering about the repair strategy for South Library, and just to say that we had the staff come along to a seminar or workshop or whatever it was, and that was really good. I never know the difference. And I agree with the recommended option personally, but obviously we didn't discuss it as a board, but I thought that seemed the most sensible as they explained it. And then there was a couple of other things. We had Christine Blance from Christchurch South Community Gardens come and talk to us. She wanted to actually give probably an hour-long presentation, but we had to try and squeeze her into 10 minutes that got extended, I don't know how long. She has a wealth of knowledge, this woman, and she showed us data like a PhD. It was incredible, of the tons of vegetables and all the things they make and all the soil that they regenerate and all this sort of stuff. She also told us about how people use their garden to or their space to leave their rubbish behind, and also things like tyres, because people find those things really expensive to get rid of, and they take that stuff and take responsibility for it. So it might be something to sort of, I don't know, consider how we can assist in some way, that kind of thing. But also she was talking about having a more longer-term vision across the city for sort of community gardens. She'd like to have her knowledge sort of used in a better way, I guess. And she knows a lot of. She's got sort of 25 to 30 years of experience, and she was talking about having sort of sustainable gardens in different parts of the city and actually having a plan. So we would recommend that she come and talk to council at some stage in the next term probably to tell you everything that she knows.
Not everything.
Well, some of what she knows. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to just mention is that in Hoon Hay Park we just we resolved to put through the remainder of our funding for the last financial year for the Hoon Hay lights for the basketball court there, because there's the kids that play basketball. You see them all the time when you drive past on Mathers Road. So we were very, very pleased to be able to put around $16,000 roughly towards that project. So yeah.
And we were delighted that you got delegations for your community centre, and we do hope that that sets precedent for the rest of us in terms of getting delegations to cover and work for our own projects. It's astonishing the things we don't know. Turning up here sometimes really worthwhile.
Yes. Place Phil.
Glad to hear that, Caroline. Melanie just touched on an important point about how the different community gardens in the city should really be coordinated, or us as council being across them. So perhaps if we note that we have that workshop which has been offered.
Christine regretted the council backing off a little bit from Sustainable Christchurch.
Yeah, so it all has to be tied together. So if we have that workshop, I hope that we can think, and in fact, because I don't think there is any backing off. I think there's a lot of different outreaches. It's really about them being pulled together. So, and I think when we have that workshop, we'll realise how much else is happening.
Yeah.
I was also just going to make a quick comment about, for example, Manuka Cottage, which Carolyn referred to. I just think in many ways Manuka Cottage and the Strickland Street Gardens, really, they're like exemplar projects. And like I applaud the board for being so they've persevered so well to get this up and running, and I think it's an excellent investment from the Capital Endowment Fund. There's no question of that. So thank you for your work.
Yeah, Pauline.
Oh, yes, so just on the community garden lady, is she a member of the Christchurch?
Yes, she was chairperson for a long time, wasn't she? Yeah.
Chairperson 3 times on 3 separate occasions. She's very influential, very, very knowledgeable. She's going to turn up here. You'll have a hard time stopping her, Leanne. And she's incredibly knowledgeable. Like the way she was talking about the financial sustainability, because they recycle dirt and rubbish and bring it out as excellent compost, which costs locals $3 a bag. And she's great, very profitable.
I look forward to meeting her.
Yanni?
Yeah, I was just interested that you're going to remove 30 trees from the reserve. Was there much comment from the public around that? And also, in terms of our arborist view, did the arborists, our council arborists, be
a lot of them were self-sown. Some of them were poplars, and some of them were well past their use-by date. So
some of them were dying or almost dead. Yeah.
They were, honestly, I'm as keen on trees as you are, Yanni, and they were not. They were not great. This reserve was neglected and unused, this park playground. It was neglected and unused. And in terms of safety, not great.
Yep. Very good. So have we got a move and a seconder? I'll turn it around the other way. Councillor Clearwater, Councillor Scandrett, moved and second the minutes. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried.
Thank you.